So we have a little bit of a problem. Your tax refund for 2023 will most likely be much smaller than it was in 2022. Now, if you're like millions of Americans, then you are getting ready to file your federal tax returns with the IRS. But something big is happening this year, and many people were not expecting this. Now, what is happening is that your federal income tax return is going to be a lot smaller this year. And I want to explain why. But first, I want to read you an email that I just received. Now, listen to this. It says, and I quote, "If the president really cared about the people, then he would do more for the people. It is sickening what is happening to all of us working class. I've spent the entire year working, barely taking a single day off, and barely making it through. My one saving grace was that I knew I would get at least $7,300 back on my taxes, just like I got last year. Boy, was I wrong. I don't know what changed, but my refund this year is expected to be around $2,100. Can you tell me if something changed that I am not aware of, or why my tax return is so small this year?" Well, the answer is yes. I can tell you what's changing because there are multiple tax changes for the 2022 tax year. For instance, the child tax credit. This is going to return to pre-pandemic levels, meaning that the all children ages 0 through 5, you're not going to get the $3,600. And this was last year. You got $1,800 in 2021, and then you got the other $1,800 in 2022 when you filed your taxes. The first $1,800 was split up amongst 6 payments of $300. All right. This also means children ages 6 to 17, you're not going to get the $300 or $3,000 either. Instead, this is going to revert back to the $2,000 per child. Again, it's a huge reduction. So my guess is the person that sent an email, my guess is they have kids. Okay, that's probably the big one. The next change as far as a tax credit goes to the earned income tax credit. Now, those that are eligible with no children, last year you received $1,500. This year, it gets rolled back to just $500. And here's the big one. And this is one that a lot of people were very excited for last year. This year, not so much. The big one is the Child and Dependent Care Credit. This is a big credit for parents that received it last year. Because last year, you could qualify for up to $8,000 in credit if you spent at least $16,000 in child and dependent care. You got 50% back. But in 2022, you know how much you will max out at? Just $2,100. Yeah, that's it. Now, that's not all though. There's also been changes to the charitable donations for those that are taking a standard deduction. Last year, you could qualify for $600 in donations. This year, you can't. You would have to itemize. So these are the things as of right now that are greatly reducing your income tax refund. Also, the other thing that could be reducing your refund is you might have made more money. And if you made more money and got pushed into a higher tax bracket, that could have changed things as well. The other thing is, maybe you didn't, maybe you had a child or something happened. Maybe you bought a home last year, right? All these different things could have factored into it. So honestly, there's so many different variations, so many different variables here that I can't give you an exact reason why your refunds are going to be smaller, other than the fact that the big one is the tax credits have changed and went to the pre-pandemic levels. That's the big one. Now, there's also another change that I've been getting a lot of questions on. This isn't going to really impact your tax refund for this year, but I do want to address this. And that is that the IRS said that, Congress passed a bill that meant anybody that was making $600 or more from a third-party network, you'd get a 1099-K and you would have to pay taxes. Well, this is still in the works. This is still going to happen, but the IRS has stated about a month ago that they're going to implement this next year. They're going to put this on pause, and this will be implemented in the tax year 2023, which is the current year, which means you'll have to pay taxes next year. So this year, the threshold is going to be the same. The threshold for anybody that is collecting payments from a third-party network, whether it's PayPal, whether it's Zelle or Venmo or Cash App, it's still the same. It is $20,000 and 200 transactions. Okay? Now, I do want to leave you with one thing though first. A lot of people are asking more if we're going to get additional tax credits for 2023. So this year. And here's what I can tell you. I could come out here and I could say, yes, we're going to see changes. We're going to see the Republicans, they're going to pass certain bills in the House. We're going to see the Democrats pass certain bills over in the Senate. But here's the problem. A bill cannot become law until three things happen. First, you need the House of Representatives to pass a bill, or the Senate. It doesn't matter which one's first. Then you need the other one to pass. So you have to pass through the House, then the Senate, and President Biden would have to sign it. So those are the three things that would have to happen. But if the House passes a bill, let's say to provide additional tax credits to the American people or corporations, well, the Senate would have to pass that same bill. If they don't, it would never make it to President Biden's desk. And the same thing, if the Senate decides, well, we're going to pass a bill, we're going to increase taxes for certain individuals. Well, that would still have to go to the House, pass the House before it gets sent over to President Biden. So as of right now, do I think there's going to be additional tax credits that are going to benefit the American people? As of right now, probably not. There could be. And if there are additional tax credits that are going to benefit the American people, the one reason why this could happen is because we're going to be heading into a deep, deep recession. We're going to see real estate values plummet. We're going to see assets pretty much just completely tank. We're going to see the stock market drop even further. And if this happens and the American people lose part of their net worth, then maybe we see this happening. And the only reason why is to give working class Americans additional benefits back, have a little bit more money in their pocket so they can spend and potentially get us out of a deep, deep recession. But again, it's still speculation at this point. Honestly, I wish I could give you a clear-cut answer that yes, this is happening or that is happening. But at this time, honestly, we just don't know. So that's what I can tell you as of right now regarding our tax refunds for 2023 for the tax year of 2022. But keep in mind, there's going to be a lot of changes. If you're expecting a big, big refund, that just might not happen this year. So again, if you have any questions, please ask your questions down in the comment section below. Again, thank you guys for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.